Well, good morning. Always great to sit down and have an opportunity to talk with the governor of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. He's our guest this morning. Welcome, Governor Charlie Baker. Good to see you.
Good to see you too, John.
Thanks for coming. Appreciate it. So let's get right to it. There's a lot to talk about. The House wants to slap a 28% tax on legal marijuana sales when legal pot starts just about a year from now.
Right.
And the critics say that that's the best thing that ever happened to the black market. What's your take on that?
I think the fact that the House has pulled this bill back and plans to discuss it later is a pretty clear indication that there were some red flags raised for them as well with regard to this. I said all along, I think the tax ought to be whatever it takes to fund the cost of administering and overseeing the law. And no more. And I think most people at this point believe that that number is probably too high.
Do you think it's too high?
I think you can probably implement the law for less. Although the one thing I would say in response to that is the number that's been proposed in Massachusetts by the ballot question is dramatically lower than the tax rate in Colorado or Washington or some of the other states.
Well, wait, Colorado's 29%.
But the 28 in Massachusetts is compounded on top of a wholesale rate and a few other things. I think the effective rate's a lot higher than that.
Well, speaking of tax rates, the so-called millionaire's tax, which would hike the tax rate on income over $1 million by 4 percentage points, it's on its way to the November ballot next year. You've read the question, right?
I actually haven't read the question, but I obviously know what it says, yeah.
Okay, you know what's in it. Are you for it or against it?
Well, I think we'll have plenty of time to talk about that next year, but I'm really focused at this point on trying to get this year's budget wrapped up, next year's budget in place, and a whole series of other issues around housing and economic development and criminal justice, and I would really like to just focus on those.
Why? Why do you want to wait till next year to talk about this? It's a huge issue for the state, isn't it?
We're over a year before it shows up on the ballot to begin with, and certainly I would argue a long time before the voters start to pay close attention to it, and I fully expect there'll be a lot of work done on this in terms of research analysis and projections on what it means and what's good about it and what's not, and I would like to see that process play out.
Well, your own Department of Revenue estimates it would raise almost $2 billion by 2019. You're going to need that revenue, aren't you?
Well, I think my view on this is when we came into office, we started with a $1 billion structural deficit. Nobody disputes that. We've whittled that structural deficit down to about $100 million, 90% over the course of the past couple of years, with very limited revenue growth, and still managed to invest in our local communities and in our schools and in the opioid epidemic and a host of other issues. People in Massachusetts live within their means. State government should too.
Well, revenue shortfalls have been common over the last couple of years. The economy is, sometimes it looks stronger than others. Other times there's signs that it's cooling. What's your level of apprehension or of concern about being able to continue this balancing act? Well,
I think, as I said, I think we have more people working here in Massachusetts than we've had at practically any time since people started counting.
Even more odd, then, that the revenue figures are falling short. How do you account for it?
Well, part of it is a good news story, which is sales tax doesn't go up very much at this point because prices aren't going up very much because there's a really competitive market out there. Part of it is the move to online sales. We're trying to do some things administratively to level the playing field between online sales and purchases that are made in retail locations that are in our communities and in our Commonwealth. And part of it is it's been relatively choppy on personal income. And I think all those things say to me that it's really important that we continue to, as I said, live within our means.
So holding the line on taxes,
sure.
Including the millionaire's tax.
Well, like I said, a lot of information. I want to see the discussion and the debate on this. I know there's going to be a lot of research done on it. Let's see what plays out. And I want to focus on the stuff that matters now, which is the housing stuff, the economic development stuff, the criminal justice stuff, the guns and drugs stuff that we're going to try and do with respect to opioids and a few other things like that.
All right, we got a break, but just to clarify this, in my own mind, if not in anyone else's, you're keeping an open mind on the millionaire's tax? Is that a fair statement?
I don't think we should be raising taxes. I think we should be living within our means. But I'm sure that a lot of information that will be worth seeing will come out over the course of the next year.
Okay, thanks, Governor. We'll take that break and we'll continue our conversation with the Governor of Massachusetts, Charlie Baker, in a moment. Stay with us. Welcome back to our conversation with Governor Charlie Baker. And Governor, before the break, we were talking about the state economy. One of the growth areas that's been targeted a lot in this state over the past decade has been the life sciences. A decade ago, then Governor Patrick allocated $1 billion over 10 years for essentially a grant program for startups and other companies in the life sciences field, trying to spur the growth of that industry here. I understand you're planning on keeping that going. Why?
Well, I think in some respects, the decision the administration and the legislature made to create that program in the first place in the Life Science Center turned out to be a pretty good idea. And some of the investments that they made, especially in what I would call workforce development and talent development, a lot of investments there made in schools and in other education institutions. That turned out to be a pretty good thing because the industry on its own, because of the ecosystem here, has really blossomed. And you know, we live at sort of the convergence of healthcare and technology and big data and medical devices and pharma and biotech, and everybody who plays in those spaces needs to be in Massachusetts. And I think we should continue to do the things we need to do here in Massachusetts to help grow the workforce, make sure the talent's there and available, and where it makes sense to invest in the industry, invest in the industry.
Well, roughly what % of that money has gone into basically grants to private companies?
I would say, of the $800 million or so that the state spent, I would say way less than half, probably less than 25%. The big money has really gone into educating the next generation of scientists and lab techs and folks like that, which is where I believe we should continue to be investing.
Well, you consider yourself a fiscal conservative, right?
Most of the time, yeah.
Okay. Well, all right. Well, many, if not most, fiscal conservatives have a real problem with the notion of the public sector picking winners in the private sector. We all remember the, what was it, Evergreen Solar fiasco under the Patrick administration. By reauthorizing this program and these millions that are going into picking winners, are you sort of rejecting that philosophy? What's your stance on that?
I don't. First of all, Evergreen Solar is a terrible investment, and everybody knows that. What we're talking about here is investing in lab space and equipment that high schools and vocational technical schools and colleges and universities can use to basically grow the next generation of people who will go to work in this space. I think that's a perfectly legitimate thing for us to do. We have a big sector here. We should make sure we have the talent here to serve it. And a lot of the investments that the state's made on the so-called picking winners, it's really been more like a company wants to put a manufacturing facility in Massachusetts. They're looking to figure out how to make the math work on that investment. They're going to create 50, 80, 100 jobs. We just need to determine if that's a good investment for us and a good investment for the Commonwealth. And those bets, for the most part, are, if they're strategic and they're focused and they're reasonable, they pay off.
All right, Governor, we appreciate you being here.
It's good to see you, John.
And the really good news is that we'll be back with a second part of our conversation with Governor Baker next week at this time. Please join us for that as we look ahead to the politics of 2018. Right now, back to my colleagues for more WBZ News.